All right, we're going live in just a few moments. Actually, we are live now. Y'all had to play my music for the first time.
Increase finance, benefits for you and me. Tax-free income and annuities. After you're gone, your will can go the distance. Mortgage protection and legal assistance. Relief for student loans, how we moving credit and debt solutions. Low rates for smokers, let's get it. Competitive rates for diabetics. Save, protect, grow money approach. Life insurance, agent mindset coach. Gain a builder, yes she can. Save, protect, grow those bands.
Hey, listen, we are excited. It is Transaction Tuesday, and this is your girl, your hostess with the mostest, Kay the Builder, of course, and I am so excited because guess what? I have the man, the myth, the legend, my brother that I respect in the community doing this thing, Mr. Willie Dynamite himself. Let's give it up for him. Okay, brother, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. What about you?
Man, listen, I'm ready. I am ready to do this. You know, I've been watching you for so long. So many of us have. And it's just an honor and a privilege to have you as my first guest.
Thanks for having me.
So look, I apologize in advance, right? But no, just really excited to have you, Willie. So, you know, as I told you, you know, ask you a little bit about yourself. So tell the people, because I know who you rep. And a lot of us who follow you know who you rep, but where are you from? Tell us.
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right. Now, what is the slogan? There's a slogan that I see that NAP says.
Nap or nothing.
Nap or nothing. There
Nap
you go.
Nothing.
Nap or nothing. Okay.
Shout out to Young Tone too. He coined that.
Yes. All right, yeah. Young Tone. I'm gonna have to get him on the show. Okay.
Yeah, good people.
Yes. And so let me ask you though, before we get into it, what does that mean for you? Nap or nothing. What does that mean for you?
For me, that means that we're pushing everything, basically everything Indianapolis, you know, because it's like Atlanta has their own thing, LA has their own thing, New York has their own thing, and now Indianapolis has their own thing. Because when a lot of people think of Indianapolis, they think boring, cornfields, not too much going on down there. Yeah. But I mean, you know, we got something to say too.
Yes. I love it. And so, and I'm going to add this here. Let me see if this will add, let me. Okay. All right. And so now tell me a little bit about yourself. We know that you're from Indianapolis and you're repping Indianapolis and just really pouring into the community. So I know you're a dad, a proud dad, right? Yes, the most handsome little one. That's your man. And so, with all that you're learning about, you know, finances and everything, how important is the male figure and the male role in a young child's life? Not just as a dad, but just as a first teacher. What is that like for you, teaching your son about finances and letting him watch you do your thing? What is that like? Why is that important?
It's awesome because nobody ever taught me that. That's what our community lacks as a whole. You know, Warren Buffett made his first investment at 11 years old. So he had a head start, you know, amongst everybody. But it all goes back to like the culture, you know, in Warren Buffett's culture, in that culture, you know, it's mandatory. Like to learn about finances at an early age, it's like it's routine. It's like going to the bathroom or, you know, have you ever been to McDonald's? Yeah, everybody's been to McDonald's. It's not a new thing. But if you find a person that may be in like maybe in like a Belize or like a Honduras or one of those third world countries that has never seen a McDonald's, then they don't even know that a McDonald's exists. But for us in the Americas and the people that's in China and Russia, the people that are familiar with McDonald's, it's like it's second nature.
That is so true. That is so true. And when did it all start for you? You know, now I know you are the CEO, the founder of the Wealth Factor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that come about? What inspired you? Even if it was from your childhood, what you had, what you didn't have, what inspired you to create this company, to be the founder of this company, this movement?
Well, I grew up kind of poor and I didn't have a lot. My mom got killed and shot in the head when I was 2. I didn't meet my dad till I was 26. So I was kind of bounced around from like home to home. And the lack of money was prevalent in my life. You know, I feel like if I would have had money in my life, it would have changed my life drastically. I'm not saying that money would have changed every single thing in my life, but it would have been more changes than not. You know what I'm saying? So once I started my journey to learn about real estate, learn about the stock market and, you know, just business and start businesses and setting up LLCs and things like that, it was almost like I thought everybody knew this, but they didn't know this. So I remember I used to make a post and say that the school system isn't teaching us what we need to know. It's outdated. And then somebody commented on the post. They was like, well, why don't you create something and teach them then? You know?
Okay.
And then it was like, okay. And then, you know, when I opened up the Wealth Factor, I didn't really think it was going to be anything because, you know, it's when you're teaching financial literacy, that's like an uphill battle, especially in our community. It's just an uphill battle, whether they think that they don't need it or they don't have the money for it, whatever the case may be. You'll probably get way further bringing like the baby, little baby, maybe one of the Pinky, one of the porn stars. Like you will make a killing doing that, but trying to teach our people financial literacy, it can be like an uphill battle. So I had to find a way to bridge the gap between the learning and it not being boring. You know, so that's basically what the Wealth Factor did. And the Wealth Factor is basically a place where you can learn all of these things. Now, will your knowledge stop after the Wealth Factor? Absolutely not, because rules and laws and regulations, everything is constantly changing, and I'm constantly learning. So the learning process will not end with me, but I will give you enough insight for you to get started and possibly sit your whole family down and get everybody on board so we can try to make a change in the community.
Yes, I agree. I agree. What you said is true. You know, as you know, even with me being Kay the Builder and being in financial services and being as knowledgeable that I am, licensed professional, financial services, life insurance is not a sexy conversation, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So sometimes people avoid it like the plague, you know.
Right.
But what you said is true. Like, hey, it's necessary. And so sometimes I like what you're doing with your movement because, you know, going live, I like how you present yourself. You're always very sharp. You always present something that you wear that can be a conversation piece as well. I noticed that. And I noticed that, you know, with us being in financial services and helping people with something along these lines, you know, we do have to show them the wonderful side of it, right? If you would agree, and we have to make it sexy, right?
For sure.
We have to make it look good because that's what our people are looking at. They're chasing what looks good. And have you, you know, what do you do to wrap your message up, not water it down, because I don't view you as watered down at all, but what do you do to make sure, you know, that you give them the fun or give them something lively along with the message, along with your message, because you're very good. You're very good at it. You're really growing your following. So, you know, what can you say to encourage other people who are in the financial services industry, you know, as far as their like approach and what they can do, what you've learned how to approach?
So first, really just keep it real. You know, sometimes the truth isn't always good. It's not going to always be like wrapped in a pretty little bow and
Right.
packaged, you know, handed off to you. And sometimes the truth can be ugly. You know, whether it's inflation is at 8% and you're losing 8% on your money, that's not something that you want to hear. You know, unless it's me telling you don't put your money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? They like, why not? Why should I keep my money in the bank? Well, if you knew how the banks work, the banks are meant for transactions. The banks don't even keep their money in the bank. When you put money in the bank, they are able to lend it out. They get 10 times the amount that you put into the bank to lend out. And then this is before the interest. Once they slap interest on there, the banks make a killing, you know? So if you've been keeping your money in the bank this whole time, you feel like the bank has gotten over on you, or that's just a tough conversation, you know, to try to have. So I keep it real, and then I also throw entertainment in there because I am entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like our people dealing with financial literacy. If you're not into it, it just sounds really boring. It sounds really boring. I don't want to hear about the stock market. Oh, the S&P 500 is down 4 points because of, you know what I'm saying? You got to spice it up. You know, our people love energy.
Yes.
Our people love entertainment. And I make sure once I get on camera, I look nice. You know what I'm saying? Because what I've seen is that if a person, even if you don't know what you're talking about, you know nothing. If you look presentable, they're gonna listen to you. At least. They may find out that you don't have nothing to say after they listen to you. But if you're presentable and you look nice, they're at least gonna listen to you. So it's like I feel like everybody appreciates a well-dressed man. Whether it be other men that like, dang, you know, that brother kind of sharp right there. I've been thinking about working on my style. Or whether it be women that may be looking at that man like that's the man. He dresses how they want their man to dress. You know what I'm saying? So it's you're able to captivate both audiences, and then you just wrap your message up in that.
Yes, that is so true. You've definitely inspired me because it made me think like, okay, what can I do? You know, we can't always feel like we've arrived, and I love that you're constantly learning. One thing, you know, I've appreciated with you is the fact that you share the books that you've read. You share the knowledge. You show that we can have the life we want. We can look how we want. We can live how we want, but we got to keep learning. We got to keep growing.
For sure.
What is a book that inspired you, or even one of the books? I know sometimes it can be a couple books that we've read. One of my books, because I'm a recruiter and I'm a network marketer, you know, one of my favorite books that encourages me is Game of Numbers. And by Nick Murray, and Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David, you know, and even right now I just ordered 25 Laws of Doing the Impossible by Patrick and Bet-David. And if you haven't gotten that, I'm going to make sure it's a gift to you. I'm going to send you that book for coming today. So you'll have that from myself and from Terry. And Terry sends his love and says, "What's up?" as well. You know, he kind of lets me do my thing.
Okay, that's good.
So we watch you together, but I'm going to make sure you have that book about doing the impossible. But what book inspires you? Like, what book gets you going? Like, I'm about to do this. I'm about to keep going, putting on for my family, putting on for my people. What book gets you going?
So really, it's a few things, at least for me.
Okay.
One is The Guide to Getting Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay.
Now, that was the first book that I read before I started investing. I didn't like reading. It's a super thin book. You can probably finish it in a week. It took me like 3 months. You know what I mean? I was reading like a paragraph a week. You know what I'm saying?
And you was getting it in though. You were getting it in though.
Yeah. When I left school, I said I didn't want to do no more reading because they had me reading stuff I just wasn't interested in. I didn't want to hear like I'm not trying to dissect no frogs. I ain't trying to learn no periodic tables. I feel like I'm not going to use none of that in life, and I haven't. I haven't used nothing off the periodic table knowingly. I haven't dissected a frog. I haven't done any of those things. Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Guide to Getting Rich Without Cutting Up Your Credit Cards. Those were two really good books. They helped me on my journey. But as far as like staying on my journey and staying motivated and not getting burnt out, or when things go wrong, not giving up. When I hit those speed bumps. I watch Les Brown every day.
Yes.
I watch him every day. I can probably I'm running out of stuff to watch. I'm watching stuff like 5 or 6 times because Les Brown is very inspiring. I watch Inky Johnson. I follow him also on Instagram. He's a really good person. So between Les Brown and Inky Johnson, like that keeps me motivated because what I've seen with me being a business owner and me going over so many speed bumps and having so many pitfalls, I need that every day. I can't just get motivation sometimes, like I need that every day because entrepreneurs, we got a tendency to second guess ourselves. Is this really what we should be doing? Should we be doing something different? What direction is this going in? Maybe I should have stayed doing what I was doing before this. You got all types of things that's running through your brain, especially in the morning when we first getting up. We got a lot of things running through our brain. So as soon as I get up, I instantly turn on Les Brown or I turn on Inky Johnson or I watch something motivating, even if it's like 10 minutes. I ain't got to spend the whole day doing it, but something like 10 minutes where I'm brushing my teeth, or I may have my phone in the shower, listen to it in the shower. But that really helps me to keep everything going because like some days I wake up and I'll be like, man, I'll forget all of this. I'm throwing it all the towel. I'm throwing it in the towel. I don't want to do it no more. And then like the motivation and the don't give up, and no matter how many times you failed and all of this, when certain deals don't go through, or I may take a loss on this, lose money over here, and then the stock market is down over here, then the tenants ain't paying rent over here. I'm like, man, I should have just kept doing what I was doing. But those things really help me to stay grounded.
Okay, so for the entrepreneurs out there, right? The overnight entrepreneurs and the veterans. So you mean to tell me, just because you start a movement or a business, everything is going to go right? Because that's what people think, right? Just because you have this great idea, you have a following one day, you're going to keep that same following. Everyone's going to run with you, your friends and homies that you knew from back when. You mean to tell me everything is going to be copacetic, right? No, I love the fact that you're like, no, I hit speed bumps. Like I hit bumps in the road, some people don't share the real, as you say, we got to keep it real. Because I see more and more entrepreneurs that just really thinks that it's just going to wake up and it's going to be what you want it to be. How long have you been building your brand, Willie Dynamite, with like on the financial scene? How long have you been building your brand?
I would say probably about 6 or 7 years if I'm going from the beginning. From the beginning. No, probably long. Yeah, let me see. Probably a little longer than that, to be honest. Probably because I bought my first house 2006.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I was teaching like other people, at that point. But I bought my first house in 2006, and I jumped into crypto first. I was heavy into crypto. I still have crypto, and then I moved from the crypto to the stocks. So I'm just kind of like compiling everything, so that way when I explain it to my son, at 5, you know, he understands it. Because my goal, where I get to in life is not even, you know, I'm not really too pressed about it. Not saying that I don't want to get to my destination, but my goal is to grab all the information and put it into my son, because I'm gonna leave one day. I'm gonna leave. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give him what I have at 40. I want to give it to him at 6.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So then by the time he hits 18, he know what I knew at 40. So that's how we basically keep the generation ahead. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I love it. And so I want to get into this because I know you said like, hey, I want to teach him some concepts now, what he can grasp now. And so with some of the adults that you're teaching, what are some of the nuggets, you know, because I know I hear you talk about the bank, because we got to get into the bank. We got to get into the stocks and really talk about those topics that we really would love for more people in our community to know more about. And then I'm even going to add, I'm not devil's advocate, because, you know, I think it's a blessing what I talk about, but I'm also going to add another viewpoint that, you know, that is within my realm, within financial services. But I want to start off with what you do and with what you're teaching in the Wealth Factory and at the Wealth Factor. I always want to say factory because I see you like I see you creating the Wealth Factory. You know what I mean?
Right,
like it's going to be like even larger than what it is now. Like
that's the goal.
I see it for you, brother. So yeah, keep that. All right. But at the Wealth Factor, let's get into it. The banks. What are you teaching about the banks? What should people know about the banks and saving their money thinking they're going to get rich in the bank? Will someone get rich from putting their money in the savings account?
Absolutely not. You will have to keep your money there 100 years to get 1%, to get a whole 1% on your money. You have to stay there one whole year.
Wow.
And it varies from bank to bank. Some banks may have a smidgen bit higher on the interest that they're saving, that they're giving you on your checking, on your savings account. So if you look at it, you take any bank that's publicly traded, we can go to Chase, we can go to Citi, we can go to Bank of America, we can go to Wells Fargo. All of those companies are publicly traded and they trade with dividends. These dividends are anywhere between 2% and 4% that the banks are paying out annually to shareholders. These are the people, these are the smart people, the investors.
Come on.
Not the people that just got their money sitting in the bank. It's a difference between an investor in a bank and the people that got the savings account in the bank. Two totally different people. The investors get paid. The people that saving their money, they don't get anywhere. Now, this comes from back in the days when our parents used to tell us, keep your money in the bank. Keep it in the bank.
So you're saying this started young, Willie. This started young, right? Okay. Go ahead. We're going to come back.
When the elders used to tell us to keep our money in the bank, that's because banks used to give you an 8 to 10% return on the money that you were keeping in the bank. They used to give you that. But they don't give you that anymore. And a lot of our elders, they're not up on the new information and the new ways of doing things. So in their brain, they're just still thinking about the 8 to 10% that the banks was paying out in the 50s.
Come on.
You know, but now they give you, instead of 8%, they give you 0.01%.
Come on.
So if I had to put that into layman's terms, what the bank is giving you right now, you got to multiply that by 800 just to get 8%. So your money will have to sit in the bank for 800 years for you to get 8%. And if you look at Chase got a dividend. Chase comes with a dividend, one. So you got the dividend, the actual growth for the stock, and the dividend that Chase comes with is around 3%. So you want to basically, in order to keep your money in a savings account and earn what the stockholder, the shareholder is earning, the investor, you have to keep your money in Chase 300 years to get what the investor gets in 1 year. And just imagine that compounding over time. So your 1% ain't going nowhere. Meanwhile, the rich people money is compounding hand over fist.
Come on.
That's the separation. That's the separation right there. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter who you vote for. I know a lot of people, like, you can go and vote. I don't care what you do, but I'm letting you know that does not affect the money. It doesn't affect the money as far as what these savings accounts are paying out versus what these publicly traded companies are paying you in a dividend. So over time, you see Black people at the bottom and you see everybody else at the top, and then somehow we like, oh man, it's everything against us, everything is working against us, we can't get ahead. We can't get ahead. We just got to know how to get ahead. You can't play that savings account game. You can't play that. You can't do that no more. We have to invest, keep the money moving.
Okay.
That's why it's called currency, because it's supposed to move like a current.
I like it. And so, and thank you for enlightening everyone about the banks. And now there's another realm. There's another realm that is taught, which is the stocks, right? But I see you, because even briefly when we were texting and everything, we were saying, I said, hey, I want to talk about, how to diversify, how can people diversify? And so with what you teach, how are people beginning to understand stocks? Or let me ask you this. Are you seeing more and more that now people are open to the stocks, and why?
Yes, I think that more people are open because of, for one, they're my Facebook friends. So if you don't want to invest or you're not trying to do none of that, I'm just gonna irritate you. Right. You should probably just unfriend me and then just go follow the Shade Room, Baller Alert, go follow some drama, some fight videos, because I'm only gonna irritate you. Because everything that I post is gonna make you think. Everything. Everything. Go. So with the people that are on my friends list that never knew nothing about anything, they're now in the know. I'm not saying that everybody's an investor. I'm just saying that they think about it, which is, that's cool. That's cool. I just want to plant the seed. The seed may not even grow in my lifetime. It may take another generation for the seed to grow, but the seed is planted. That's my job right there, is to plant the seed. And with the wealth factor, I think dealing with people and repetition and people working with people who they feel that they can trust and they can relate to. Like when I do the Zoom, we do a Zoom call once a week. So that way it isn't just emails and, you got to sift through it. We do a Zoom call. And at the end of the Zoom, I take all questions. My phone number is at the bottom of my site. So when I tell people, people will ask me, well, what's the difference between us signing up with you and us signing up with them? And I tell them to go to the bottom of their website and call that number and see who you get. Then go to the bottom of my website, call that number and see who you get.
I like it.
So I think just building trust with people, people feeling like they got a rapport with you. They feel like they came from the same section I came from. I grew up with nothing. They grew up with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like a person that got passed on $10 billion trying to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a person that comes from where you come from that's trying to help you to get out your situation.
Come on. So are you saying that there need to be more of us that look like us that can bring this message? Now I'm not trying to start no good trouble, but I love good trouble like this, with putting a message. Should there be more of us talking about this?
No, it should be everybody talking about it.
Come on.
No, everybody. Because I tell people, I don't force anybody I don't force my program on anybody. I don't care who you sign up with, whether it's me or the next person, or whether you hit the bookstore and do whatever it is you do. I'm just saying it has to be done. How it's done, I don't care how you do it. But I'm telling you, that when those stimulus checks come out and everybody's saying it's not enough, they didn't have to give you that. If your whole life is based off a stimulus check, you was in bad shape before the coronavirus.
There you go. There you go. There you go. How has the pandemic, you think, affected people's thoughts towards financial services and maybe getting with someone that can help them diversify their portfolio? Have you seen it since, that number of people increase since the pandemic?
Yes, drastically increased.
Okay.
I was doing a live. I don't know if Facebook still got it up. I used to always say that your job isn't guaranteed. Your job isn't guaranteed. You can be fired at any moment. And if you was to be fired, how long could you survive off of your passive and or portfolio income? And other people's like, no, not my job. And I got a great job. My job has been in this industry for years. And they had all of these things. They didn't think that their job was going to end, But when the coronavirus hit, it was 40 million people unemployed. Over 40 million people unemployed. California Pizza King filed bankruptcy. J.C. Penney filed bankruptcy. Neiman Marcus filed bankruptcy. J. Crew filed bankruptcy. You had all of these companies filing bankruptcies, and all of these employees was let go. So it was kind of like all the stuff that I had been saying is like, dang, he kind of said that. Let me go over here and see what he's talking about now. And that just opened up doors to everything else. Apple stock got down to $49 during the pandemic. Amazon got down to $1,700. The PayPal was low, Square was low. You had all of these companies on sale, but yet the news was telling everybody to go out and buy toilet paper and hand sanitizer and Lysol and get all the turkey bacon because my son likes it. They took all the turkey bacon.
He said, I know about turkey bacon.
Everybody was shopping like it was Y2K, and I'm like, hey, Apple is $49. Everybody just skip right over it. Apple's 170, 160, 170. And Apple comes with a dividend.
Listen, I think we're in different times. We are in different times where we're now, like you said, people can't say, "Oh, I didn't know." It's hard not to know that there's more information out there for us because you have people like yourself, myself, that are going live. We're talking about it, and so what message? What do you want people to take away from any encounter with you or your platform that you are constantly evolving in? But what do you want them to take away from an interaction with you, Willie?
Create something for yourself.
Create something for yourself. Okay.
Create something for yourself. That even though people go and get the degrees is not an asset. I'm not saying that it can't be used along with every other tool that's in the world. It can. The degree is not an asset, and your job is not an asset. Because an asset is something that still pays you even when you're not working. And you can use them both. You can use them both to your advantage. Like that in that situation, it's a good thing. But those two alone, just thinking that I got my degree, I got my job, I'm gonna sell off into the sunset, it's not gonna happen.
Why is now the time for people to create wealth? Why should people have multiple streams of income? Because I've been seeing you speak on that as well. What's your take on that?
So right now, it's always been a great time to create wealth. It's just that a lot of people were just so comfortable with their situation that it just kind of got thrown to the side, because if you got a good job, you got your insurance, your benefits and stuff, and you're not really hurting for nothing. Like why go and try to do more or try to do extra when you're already in a good situation? But I think that when the pandemic happened and all these airlines slowed up and Delta, United, Southwest, Allegiant, 40 million people unemployed, people getting fired, some people having to work from home. Some people just couldn't go into work until we got this all situated out. They had to go home without pay. And then you gotta work from home, but you got kids. The kids can't go to daycare. So now the kids is at home with you and you trying to work. Now they just created a lot more stress around your environment. You know what I'm saying? Versus if you were creating passive and portfolio income, you would have been in a situation where, you know, you can work from your phone. The kids ain't a big deal. Let the kids stay home. They can stay home as long as they need to, instead of, you know, your boss telling you to have your kids in the next room and to be sure nobody's here. You know what I'm saying? And they're just kids. Kids are going to be kids. You know, kids are going to be kids. But anytime you have somebody controlling your income, you're never really going to have any power like that. You know,
absolutely, and I agree. Now is the time to, you know, definitely have the power, create wealth. That's even something that I teach even with life insurance, because luckily, you know, I had a situation where, you know, I couldn't, if I would have had a job while I was taking care of my mom before she passed, and guess what? I would have been fired because I didn't have the mental capacity at that time to give my all to an employer and a set 9 to 5. And thank God I have a life insurance license. And even if I refer people in, even if I don't service that client myself, I still make the money. So thank God, like you said, you know, being creative and having something, you know, that you can watch from your phone, whether it's being an investor. In my realm, you know, I have a license that can pay me whether I show up or not, even if I'm dead and gone. Thank God, my children will still get my commissions. If I die tomorrow, which I speak against in Jesus' name, okay? But I'm just saying, my children will now get my commissions given to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, now is the time, as you said, you know, gone are those moments, you know, those days where the bank was paying out the 8%, you know, gone are the days where people are staying at a job until they die, you know, and I think maybe even some jobs are killing us, you know.
To add to that, I did a live, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead, please.
I did a live because I always talk about the importance of life insurance all the time. I still got a bunch of lives up. I always tell people to get life insurance because I'm not donating to nobody's GoFundMe. I just want to get that out the way right now. Get that out the way right now. Life insurance, you can get you a cool policy, $13 a month, depending on how you working it. So there's no excuse. No one here ain't got the money.
Willie, who should they call for life insurance? Tell
Kay the Builder.
Oh, Willie.
Kay the Builder. They better call you. Yeah. So I did a live because AJ Johnson passed away. The dude that played Ezel in Friday. Did you hear about that?
I know that. I'm trying to think, because if not, I'm really hurt right now in this moment. I did not know that.
He said, "Hey, Smokey back here taking us." I ain't gonna tell nobody else. Remember that?
Yes.
He died. And his wife had to go. She said that they had no money. She had to go start a GoFundMe for him.
Stop it, Willie.
I think the live is still up. You can Google you can Google the event, but I think the live that I did is still up.
Wow.
And I did a live on that, telling people the importance of having life insurance. Because here he is. He's a star. He was in. I want to say I Got the Hook Up. He was in Friday. He's worked with Ice Cube. Ice Cube is worth hundreds of millions. He's worked with other actors. He's worked with Master P. You know what I'm saying? He's worked with a lot of people. Why did this man have life insurance?
Who was his team? Who was the money team?
Listen,
who was
at the end of the day, no, that's on him. Because your team can help you. But if anything falls short, that's on you as a person. That's true. On him. If I ain't got him, I got a team, but I know I got life insurance.
There you go.
I know I
go. Let me ask you, do you feel that more people, as they are diversifying their portfolio, that they should equate life insurance into that?
They shouldn't even be investing into nothing until they invest into life insurance first.
There we go.
Don't touch nothing. Don't even look at a stock chart, no real estate. Don't start no business. Don't do nothing. Get life insurance first.
There you go. There you go. And let me tell you, I'm enjoying our conversation because I've been waiting. I've been waiting. How long are we supposed to be getting together, Willie?
It's been some months, ain't it? It's been some months.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And I was like, no, like people need to hear from him. People need to hear from him and also know about the services that you provide through your company, through your organization, the Wealth Factor. Now, let me ask you this. I want to play a game, and I'm going to see if this is going to let me. So y'all be patient with me because I want to see if I can add a screen here. I don't know, right? Let me see. I'm trying to see, y'all. I can add it. Let's see. Oh, man. I wanted to play financial tic-tac-toe with you.
Okay.
On the screen. Oh, man.
We can do it next time.
We're going to do it next time.
Yeah, we do it next time.
Next time, listen, I am going to have you back, and we're going to play financial tic-tac-toe. Okay? I don't care if it's next week and I got to split my segment up because, you know, not with diversifying, and even talking about, life insurance, what will happen to us if we can't move, if we can't do those daily living activities, is it enough just to have that investment in the stocks? Do you only want 100% of your income, right? Now, Willie, what do you say when people think that they should put 100% in the stocks? So, because the stocks are great, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If you have that I like to say that palate, right? If you have the palate or stomach to say, okay, I can put a portion of it. How much of their portfolio do you recommend should be exposed to the stocks or in the stocks? What is your recommendation for that?
Well, I'll say that it varies by age. Varies by age. I would say just on average, I'll say about 30%.
Okay.
Not 100.
Not 100.
Not 100 at all.
Why do you recommend that?
Because you want to try to diversify where you can. I like stocks, real estate, business, and cash reserves. So ideally it'll be like 25, 25, 25, and 25. So you have 25% to the stock market, 25% in the real estate, whatever that may look like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a down payment and then you're renting it out. Investment property though, not like it has to be something that's cash flowing, not something that you're staying in. Cash flowing.
Cash flow. Okay.
Cash flowing. Business, I would say 25% in business, because business you're able to create capital. You're able to create capital without putting a whole lot into it like that. Not saying that you don't got to put nothing into it, but your business will create the capital to fund the real estate and to fund the stock market.
Okay.
And then I will keep 25% cash reserves around. That's in case you lose your job, in case you might want to buy you something, or in case the stock market's dip and you see some deals in there, you can step in and get those deals, just kind of for anything. And then I would just let everything grow, just make sure you watering everything and letting everything grow.
I like it. And of course, I like to add life insurance products, okay? Because, with life insurance, a lot of people don't know that they're, if you're putting 25 to 30% in the stocks market, you can put another 25, 30% into products within life insurance because the government can't touch it. Your beneficiary, I don't care if they have debt, they still get 100% of the death benefit. If you have a UL, universal life product, then shoot, the cash value can go to your beneficiary as well. along, so they'll get cash from that life insurance policy and the death benefit. So, and then they can pull the cash. They can pull the cash. They can reinvest back into the stock markets in 10, 20 years, take a little bit out, you know, for whatever is needed. So, you know, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time being on here today. Let me ask you, now I have to ask you, what is something, what is the most important thing to you right now in life? Most important.
The most important thing to me right now in life is believing in myself.
Come on.
Believing in myself.
Come on.
Because I feel like, you know, as long as I probably really could have been a lot further, but, you know, kind of growing up, you know, a lot of our self-esteem isn't as high, you know, as it could be, or, you know, it's not at the level that it is now, wasn't there then. And if I would have just believed in myself, you know, a little more when I was younger, that would have paved the way for a lot of great things, a lot of other great things in the future, you know. So I think that that's really, really important. Even if things don't go right, even if you run into speed bumps, even if you lose money, even if you lose time, even if friends and family don't support you, you got to believe in you. So it's almost like your motivation got to be like in a circle. So it's like your motivation got to go like this. You got to pour into yourself. If you got other people that's going to pour into you, that's absolutely amazing, but you can't look for that. You have to pour into you. And if you set up a system where you're constantly pouring into yourself, then you're going to set yourself up to do great things.
I love it. I love it. I love it. We have to be able to depend on ourselves, not someone to complete us, no matter how much we may love our spouse, you know, or significant other, you know. It's if they die tomorrow, am I gonna die too just because they die? You know, and vice versa.
Right.
You know, we have to depend on ourselves and build ourselves up. And so now, Willie, are you married? Are you single? I know you have a little one. You know, we have to ask, right?
I'm involved. I got a lady.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I got a lady.
Okay. So ladies, back up. Sis may not be on the line, but she is there. Sis may not be on the line, but she is there, ladies. Okay, I have to ask because, you know, when I see these interviews, you know, they have to get to the juicy stuff too, right? Okay.
No, I got you. No problem.
And let me ask you, how are you all doing this thing together? You know, with whatever she does for a living and your organization and company, how are you all making it work? How do y'all keep it spicy? You know, because if she's busy, you're busy, how do y'all keep it spicy?
So how many hours is in a day?
24.
Okay. Do you think a person can find 30 minutes out of 24?
Absolutely. They better.
So that may be, so during that 30 minutes, it can be dinner, it can be breakfast, it can be just a cool talk to see how each other day's been. It could be something as a kiss, a hug. It could be 30 minutes of intimacy. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want with that 30 minutes, but I know everybody can at least have that. So a lot of people are busy, and I'm busy and she's busy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you want it to work, you'll find a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? You got 24 hours to choose from. Nobody's busy 24 hours a day. No one. Nobody.
Tell all the men and the women. He said no one is busy 24 hours a day.
But you know, it's almost like some people get kind of comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because this is the craziest stuff. This is random, totally off subject.
Come on with the random.
So I looked this up and I was like, okay, how often do people have sex in a relationship? Okay. The average is once a week. Okay. No, that's horrible. No. I'm saying okay, like okay. Yeah, that's horrible. That is horrible. It's like once a week. What's going on here? And then I looked up married couples, and then it was like once every 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I said,
For
man.
married people?
Yes, I Googled it.
Married on their way to divorce, or
looks like hey, divorce rate is high. So I mean, we gotta call it. We gotta call it what it is. I don't know.
Amelia said yes. Now this is the good stuff. She said, "No, I'm joking." Amelia,
it's cool. So I think that like if people in a relationship are having sex once a week, I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Listen, we're not gonna deep dive into that too much.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I got you. I got you. That's fine. That's fine.
Some of us try to be saved, but you know.
Got you.
No, he said, hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, no.
I got you.
No.
I just felt that was weird. I just felt that was the weirdest stuff because I just be randomly looking up stuff and researching stuff. I be researching stuff all day.
Oh man. She said, no, not that part. I agree with you, Karen. Okay. Amelia's like, no, Karen, stop. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, I thought that possible divorce too. Yeah, she's thinking like, yeah, if you're not having that intimacy, which you know what we were just discussing, I don't care if you're juggling 50 million businesses, kids, whatever. You know, you gotta definitely make time for that significant other, because if the business fold, children grow up or whatever, it's just you guys.
It's 24 hours. 24 hours. Make it work.
Now, before we go, what's a fun fact? What is a fun fact?
A fun fact
that people do not know about Willie, and we are saying it today. We are like, this is a fun fact. Like, what is a fun fact about you that people may not know?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple.
Okay, come on, make it good. Okay.
All right. One, I had low self-esteem and I was super shy growing up.
Shut up. Wouldn't have known.
Super shy.
No.
Another fun fact about me, is I have 110 bottles of cologne.
110.
Yes.
How many favorites out of that 10? Out of 110? You say I love them all.
About 20, maybe.
20.
Because I got the bond. We got the bond number 9, Greenwich Village. I got the bond number 9, Fide. I got the Tom Ford, the Effing Fabulous. Got another Tom Ford. Then I got another Tom Ford, Oud Wood. Got the YSL, the original one. Then I got the Y by YSL. Got Moschino. I got Creed Invictus. And then I got Creed Virgin Island Water. I have the Prada Milan. I have the Coach. Coach is really good. I wear that a lot. I have the Tommy Bahama St. Bart's. I have the Lacoste Pure. I have, what else I got? Oh, I got the Mont Black. I got the Mont Black Explorer.
Okay.
And I got the Tommy Bahama, very cool. I got this Platinum Chanel and this Chanel Blue. Those are my favorites.
So my love is watching. Now, listen, he hasn't chimed in on anything else. But Bond is the deal. Okay,
so that's his thing, huh?
Okay, so I'm going to put that on the list. Right. He hasn't chimed in about anything else, but he's like, Bond is the deal. All right. Well, listen, Willie, how can people get in contact with you? Because we're going to make sure that we put it in the comment section once we're finished with the live. But how can people get in contact with you? How can they join the Wealth Factor? Tell us.
They can call me 317-308-9403. They can go to willieviverette.com, click the Wealth Factor. They can follow me on Instagram at King Willie with 2 E's. They can go on YouTube, type in the Wealth Factor, go follow that. You can go on Facebook, type in the Wealth Factor. You can go follow that. Go on LinkedIn, type in Willie Viverette. I'll be there. You go on TikTok and type in the Wave God 317 and I'm there.
All right. Listen, thank you so much to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Willie. I'm going to say Willie V. Dynamite, right? I didn't know that was your last name because I was going to ask you, like, now, Willie, what's your real name?
It's right there. It's right there. Right there.
I'm so happy that you put it on there. But we are so excited. Thank you so much, brother. Don't forget, send me your address because I want to make sure that I get that book for you by Patrick Bet-David. 25 Laws of Doing the Impossible. I think I'm saying it right, but it's talking about doing the impossible. I just ordered it, okay, and I want to make sure I can send that as a gift to you for being on there. So, y'all, I got to play the music, y'all. Big up to Tevin Studdard, right? You know,
Shout out to Tevin.
Hey, we gotta leave with the. There we go. Hey.
Life insurance retirement. Learn to increase finance. Benefits for you and me. Tax-free income and annuities. After you're gone, your will can go the distance. Mortgage protection.
I see you vibing, Willie.
I like it.
For student loans, how we moving credit and debt solutions. Low rates for smokers. Let's get it. Competitive rates for diabetics. Save, protect, grow money approach.
She killed
Life
it.
insurance agent mindset coach. K the builder, yes she can. Save, protect, grow those bands.
Hey, listen, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you click like and share and tune in next week. I'll be announcing who I will be interviewing next. But this is your girl, Kay the Builder. Transaction Tuesday was amazing with Mr. Willie Dynamite. All right, listen, as I always say, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and take care of your business. All right, love you guys.